Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to upgrade your weapons for a maximum damage output. Let's get into it, shall we? Today I'll be using Aspect of the Dragon as a item example, because it'll be a long-term weapon, so it's actually worth upgrading. First you need is experience bottles for your enchanting. You want all your tier 6 enchanted books, like Siphon for, you want your ultimate enchantment, you want all your hot potato books. You want your gemstones. Not all weapons can have gemstones, but you can tell by the gemstone slot. You have a rune, which completely cosmetic, completely unnecessary. I just like them. Where you can populate a 3000. Very expensive, only worth if it's going to be your very long-term weapon, or if it's for a video like this. So now we need the base item, Aspect of the Dragons. As I said, you can just buy it from the auction house. About 1.5 mil. I just like to buy a base one. I find that's usually the cheapest. Don't buy an Aspect of the Dragons above 2 mil. At that point it's just a scam. Unless it's already got enchantments or stars on it. So next we want some enchanting bottles, XP bottles, whatever you want to call them. Just buy them from the bazaar. Generally about 5 grand each. I'd like to buy grand XP bottles because they're probably the best value. On this you need like 300 plus XP. Anyways, can't carry on without saying a huge thank you to 29 MSS for donating over 25 million coins. If you wish to be in the videos by donating some cash, then DM me at Gamer379 on Discord. Now for enchanting, you just want a basic setup like this. Just an enchant table surrounded by books. You pretty much want to apply every single enchantment you can, unless you already have higher level enchantments on the sword or armor or whatever you're enchanting. Pretty much just, I'll show you in a minute, all the ones that you don't want to apply. But you can just watch the time lapse here. Alright, so these are the ones that you don't want to have applied. Doesn't matter if you have, you can always remove them. But yeah, you just don't want all these other ones, because either high level enchantment is pretty cheap, like Siphon or Sharpness or Giant Killer, or because there's an alternative enchant that isn't compliable with them. Alright, so now we're going to want to reforge it. There are two ways which you can reforge an item. You need to go down here and talk to a blacksmith. Put them there and he will apply a random reforge to your items such as fair, fast, for a certain price, generally pretty cheap, odd, spicy. If your crit chance is above 100%, then you're going to want to use spicy. If it's below 100%, then you're going to want to use sharp. Those are pretty much the only two ones that you're going to want to use, really. Other than that, all the other ones that you get from them are very job specific. The other way you can apply reforges is you can just go down here, talk to Mallet, a different blacksmith. You go reforge anvil, and you apply a reforge stone, which you can just buy from the bazaar. And it applies a specific reforge. I've said the word so many times yesterday. What's the sale price? Holy, that's expensive. But yeah, how that's going. Now we're back at the blacksmith again. Yeah, same guy. I know he does a lot of stuff. Just gonna want to apply the tier 6 enchantments. Not actually all tier 6. I don't know why they're called tier 6 enchantments, but that's just what people call them. So these are just the ones that you're really going to want to apply. The others are way too expensive. Generally cost quite a bit of XP, like this one costs 100, I think. I've actually got to put some more XP bottles down. Yeah, it's 100. So, ones that you want to apply are Sharp 6, Giant Killer 6, it's pretty cheap. So each of these are about 100k. Not a huge buff, but from maxing out your sword, you might as well do them. 100 XP XP again. Oh, this one's 50. That's Siphon. It's Siphon for Frozen. You only want to use Siphon if you've got 600 and upwards crit damage. If you don't, then you're going to want to use Lifesteal, which you can get from the enchant table on Bazaar as well, I think. But mine is above 600, I think. I'm not actually sure. So let's use Siphon. Now I'm going to talk about ultimate enchantments. You can only have one ultimate enchantment per item. These are all the weapon ones that I know of. Combo basically increases your damage per combo you have. All mobs you've killed in quick succession. Chimera 5, ridiculously expensive, copies your active pet stats. I think it's used for Diana mostly. For Magic Find. Inferno. Haven't actually used this one again because it's ridiculously expensive. Don't actually know how good it is, I'll have to look into it. What else is there? There's One for All, which you're only really going to want to use for Slayers, I think. Again, not sure, I'm going to do another more in-depth video on enchantments later, so we can do that then. Soul Eater 5, pretty expensive, not crazy expensive, but only really going to want to save it for like Juju Shortbow. It's obviously the best in dungeons, because dungeon mobs deal a large amount of damage. What's there? Swarm, I think that's a melee weapon one. Yeah, increases your damage by 10% for each enemy within 10 blocks, maximum of 10 enemies. Again, used mostly for dungeons. Ultimate Jerry, this one's kind of funny. Only use it if you're maxing out an aspect of the Jerry, which is kind of just a stupid challenge that you're never actually going to do, apart from for fun. Ultimate Wise, I want to put on pretty much all your mage weapons. It decreases the amount of mana required to use them by a huge amount. I want to put on your aspect at the end as well, because that makes it cost only 25 mana, basically lets you teleport twice as far. Now I actually kind of want to test out its damage without an ultimate enchantment and see if they're actually that good. I doubt it will be, because I'm using a pretty cheap one being combo, since I'm not insanely rich like the other YouTubers, getting about 13k. What else can I get? Yeah, 13k again, about 3,000 without a crit. Full items ability, Dragon's Breath, getting about 19,000 damage. Not too crazy, but it gets better, trust me. Alright, here we are at the blacksmith again. Yes, I know, this guy actually does do everything, as I said earlier. I'm gonna apply the ultimate enchantment using the sample combo 5. I'm just going for blacksmith again. I'm kidding. It doesn't actually do like every single thing in the game. So we're going to go down with the coal mines into the other blacksmith called Malik. Different guy, I hope. As you can see now, just his legendary sword. If we put it into there, then it converts it to a dungeon item. Boosts the item's stats based on the dungeon area and skill level while you're in dungeons. Whereas this item is level to further increase its stats by 2% per level and 10% per level while in dungeons. Okay. So you can actually see how much essence you have in here. Dragon essence, which you get by killing dragons. So now we want to apply our hot potato books, which you can just buy from the bazaar by going into, where is it? Modifiers, that's it. Book modifiers, there's a heap of different ones. Now you want hot potato books, not fuming hot potato books. Hot potato books are much cheaper and do pretty much the same thing. You just want to go down here to the, I don't want to say it, the blacksmith again, and you just apply them. You can apply up to 10 to the per weapon. Grants small buff per book. Again, tiny buff, but worth it for the price. It's the yellow 20 beside damage and strength. That's just what they do. Alright, bye blacksmith, we're never seeing you again. So now you actually want to go down to the dwarven mines if you have it unlocked. If you don't, totally worth getting. doesn't take very long. So, longsword. So, it takes 20 fine Jasper gemstones to unlock the slot, 50,000 coins as well. I actually forgot I need gemstone to actually apply, so let me just go get that real quick. Alright, we're back at what do you call it? Gemstone grinder. So you just click on the gemstone to put it in, and then you can see there's a tiny difference I'm gonna have to point out, but just grants 6 strength, I think. There are different rarities of gemstones, each increasing in price. Fine is probably the most fairly priced, I reckon, for an aspect of the dragons. Alright, so here we are at the blacksmith again. Well, not really. I don't know why we're not at the blacksmith, kind of behind his house, at the runic pedestal, to apply a rune to our aspect of the dragons. Why not going that? Oh, that's not. My ping is so bad. Oh, it's horrible. There we go. Alright, so I'm using Blood Rune 3. I just like it and it's nice and cheap. So that's what we're going with. You can see it says the rune right there. Again, purely cosmetic. Only looks cool. Doesn't give you any buffs in the slightest. So completely up to you whether you use it or not. So here we are at Malik the Blacksmith again to apply stars, so you're going to upgrade items. Each star is a 2% stat bonus while outside of dungeons, and a 10% stat bonus while inside dungeons. You can have up to 5 stars on an item, so it's a 50% stat bonus or 10% stat bonus while outside of dungeons. I think it costs 1,200 essence to max star on aspect of the dragons, but changes per sword. Again, dragon essence for aspect of the dragons, obviously. You can buy essence from the bazaar as well once you're high enough catacombs level, but you can just get it before that from other sources. Now for 3 can probably over 3,000. You need to do Blood of the Reforged Anvil. I just used it here. You can do it either the dungeon or blacksmiths. It basically increases the rarity of your sword, and reforges and other buffs give you more stats based on the rarity of your item. And the Recompile Blade of 3000 increases the item's rarity, so therefore increases the buffs that they give you. So yeah, also looked pretty cool. Again, only worth getting if you're rich or have amazing sponsors like I do. Thanks guys. Right, so the damage test. Keep in mind this was without any pets or armor. Also turned any other buffs that I had available off, such as magical power. Alright, let's see. That's 17,000. Yeah, about 17,000, 18,000 damage. Again, about 17,000 damage, but as compared to the Liver Dagger. Liver Dagger is more expensive and requires F6 completion. Catacombs. No way. That's crazy. Liver Dagger is much more expensive and has much higher requirements. But that aspect of the Dragon's out damages it. Alright, quick update. Base item deals 95,000 damage in dungeons and 1.4 million damage maxed out, as I showed you today. Alright, thanks for watching. If you can, please share with your friends and subscribe. Helps me out a ton. Also, I'm hoping to be uploading again in 1 week, so comment any constructive feedback. Thanks.